So once you know what you stand for, it's okay, you can change it later as well. It's not that you can't change your principles. But once you know what you stand for, your principles of life, your decision making will become very easy subsequently. So anything that helps you stand by your principles is something you should do. Anything that takes you away from your principles is something you should not do. It's quite simple. Nobody else has to give you those principles. It's something you create on your own. What do you stand for? There's a story I wrote on a blog a while back. A little anecdote, in fact. A young monk went to a very renowned teacher. He said, I want to learn meditation from you. And the teacher said, sure, no worries, but I have a rule around here. You can only speak once, only one sentence, once your meditation is over. He said, yeah, I can do that. How long is the meditation for? The Guru said 12 years. So you have to meditate for 12 years. And after 12 years, you can speak only one sentence. Other than that, you have to be totally quiet, no interaction, complete silence. He said, that's a bit difficult, but I will do that. So 12 years he meditates. And 12 years later, he says to his Guru, food was no good. And Guru said, you've already spoken your sentence, you cannot speak anything else. Now go meditate for another 12 years. He meditates for 12 more years. And he's waiting all those 12 years to say the next sentence to his master. The next time the session ends after 12 years, Guru looks at him, his master, how was it? He says. And he says to his master, bed was too hard. And Guru said, meditate for 12 more years, and then tell me how you feel. He meditates. 12 more years go by. In the end, he goes to his Guru. He said, you are very cruel, I'm leaving. Guru said, good, you should leave. All I've seen you do in the last 36 years is complain, complain, and complain. Although he only said 3 sentences, right? You might think that he only said 3 sentences, how could it be complaining for 36 years? But the truth is, that's what he was doing in his head all the time. That when my chance will come, I will tell my Guru that the food is no good, bed is hard, and I'm done with this place. So when we are thinking all day long, which is what most people do, if not everybody, then very few people have constructive thoughts. Most people have thoughts of complaints. And the good news is it's normal. You are not doing anything wrong. It happens to everybody. But doesn't mean it's good for you. So the question is how to get out of that mode of complaining or of always wanting more than what you have. You can want more from yourself, but you want more from others, and that's not the path of peace or success. If your thoughts are constructive, if you have a purpose in life, if you are working towards anything meaningful, your destructive and your negative thoughts will subside on their own automatically. You can't be positive by thinking, I don't want to be negative. You can't feel strong by feeling guilty over your past actions. You can only feel strong if you don't pay attention to what happened in the past and you only focus on what is in the present. And the way to do that is, like we discussed, discipline, don't give up, and be mindful. And that's why we did meditation today. So you learn to be aware of where you are. Everybody makes mistakes. Like we saw in the video, if you haven't made a mistake, that means you haven't tried anything new. What matters not is how many mistakes you made. What matters is how determined you are to just keep going. So when you have these thoughts of the past, oh, I wish I hadn't done this, I wish I'd studied the past 4 hours or last year or so on, don't feel bad. Just do it now. Don't give yourself the chance to think the same thing the next year. Do it now. There's a story I wrote on my blog about 4 years ago. All of you must have heard it actually, but maybe you guys haven't. But this retreat is for you, so I'll tell it again. There was a lady once, and she was not happy with her life. And she went to this guru, this monk, and she said, "Can you please give me something so that all my problems go away, so that I am happy?" And the guru looked at him and thought, she's already got everything. There is nothing I can give her more to make her happy. If she's not happy with what she has, she can never be happy with whatever else she may have. But she said, "No, you can do something, give me something." He said, "Okay." He gave her a little pebble and said, "This is a specialized pebble, very sacred. Take this pebble and bury it in the root of some tree, a banyan tree, on a full moon night, and all your problems will go away." She was very happy. She thought it's very simple. Everybody is looking for that pebble, that little thing you will just put somewhere and everything will just go whoosh. It doesn't happen at all, ever, in nobody's life. So she thought, I'll do this little remedy, upaya, and everything will be just fine. The guru says, "There is one condition, lady." And she said, "What would that be?" "When you bury this pebble by the roots, at that time, you can think of anything you want, except 3 things." She said, "What are those 3 things?" He said, "You can think of anything, but you must not think of 3 things I'm going to tell you now. Don't think of a 3-legged elephant, and don't think of a lame monkey, and don't think of a talking frog. So other than a talking frog, an elephant with 3 legs, and a lame monkey, you can think anything else at all." She thought that was very simple. All I have to do is avoid thinking about these 3 things. The full moon night was 15 days away. For the next 15 days, she reminds herself, I'm not going to think about the lame monkey. I'm not going to think about a frog that can talk. And I'm certainly not going to visualize any elephant with 3 legs. And when she went to bury that thing, there were only 3 things on her mind. Only 3. She could not think of anything else. All she was seeing were 3-legged elephants all around her, and lame monkeys hanging from trees, and frogs talking to her that you're a loser, you're a loser, you're a loser, you're a loser. That's all that happened to her. And here's the learning in this. You cannot not think about something. You know what I mean? You cannot say, I'm not going to think about this. I'm not going to think about my weaknesses, or I'm not going to be negative, or I'm not going to feel bad. When you say not in it, mind does not recognize. Like your parents tell you all the time, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this, and you do exactly that, right? So you are by default designed to ignore all the nots. So focus on only what you should do. Focus on only what you can do and what you should be doing. This is called shifting the attention. When you shift your attention, then emotions from the past will not come and bother you. Your mind will be cleaner, you'll be more peaceful, you will feel rest less restless, you'll be calmer, and you will be lot more effective.